Takeoff was that dude.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Takeoff, man.
Word.
We're going to get back to that, but this is the second episode of the podcast, Food, Smoke, Everything Hip Hop. We have Dr. ALICIA Agudio. What's the last one?
Delgado Gavin.
We have her
big titles, big titles.
Okay.
The queen is in the building, y'all.
You could just say Dr. ALICIA.
All right, Dr. ALICIA. Now, what kind of doctor are you?
I'm a psychologist.
Okay.
Psychology.
And what type of schooling do you need to get there?
So I got my bachelor's from Penn State University in psychology and sociology. And then I got my master's from Mercy College in marriage and family therapy. And then to get a doctorate, you need to do additional 4 years of a doctorate program.
Oh, wow.
4 to 7 years.
So total is 7 years total, or more than that?
10.
10 years.
Oh, that's
4, 2, and 4. Yep.
So look, anybody that's out there watching and you want to be a psychologist, 10 years in total. But look, now a lot of people, 10 years go by fast.
Yes.
People waste 10 years sitting around on their couch.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of schooling.
Absolutely.
And it'd be worth it. Knowledge is power. Okay.
Knowledge is power.
Facts. So I seen that you was a psychiatrist in Rikers Island.
Yes. I worked at Rikers Island.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And that was like wow for me, because I know what you dealing with inside Rikers Island. Them people.
I feel a little more comfortable now.
So I know you dealt with some of the hardest.
You weren't scared there?
No. So I was actually a psychologist for the officers and the staff, but I did go into the jails. There were a lot of things that happened in the jail with the officers, getting attacked, things happening, fighting, things in the jail and things like that. So I went in there a lot to meet officers and staff and captains.
That's
and
so crazy. That's crazy.
So if somebody wants to, how do we get to you if I need some therapy? What do I do?
Oh, you could just message me on either Instagram at Dr. ALICIA Delgado Gavin or on Facebook at Dr. ALICIA Delgado Gavin. Just send me a message.
Is it like how you see in the movies? Is it just like that? How they have?
Yes, basically. But I do mostly Zoom now, since the pandemic, which I absolutely love. I did have an office in West Islip, but when the pandemic happened, it closed down.
Oh, right.
But I love doing Zoom because most people feel more comfortable being in their home, and I can reach people all further. It's easier to get more people to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got a question with the psychology, right? Mm-hmm. It's dealing with the mental and the psyche of a person. How do you feel about us Black Americans in this culture? Do you think that would you say that all of us Black people in this culture need therapy or would need some type of therapy because of our ancestors?
Absolutely.
And the history that we went through?
Absolutely. The psychological trauma started way back with slavery.
Facts.
First off, the separation of the house. Excuse my language, like they would say nigga in the field nigga, right? Let's start with the separation there. And then how they psychologically damaged us.
Yes.
From the beginning.
Yes.
And it was passed on from generation to generation. And we're still getting generational curses passed on to us. Yes. Generational trauma, generational hurt passed on through the families.
I was just telling him on the way here, like, you don't notice that whenever us Black people, we driving and the police officer comes in range, we all tighten up and look and get scared.
Yes.
Even my mother, my grandmother, my uncle, my grandfather.
Yes.
They all do the same thing. This is embedded in us. White people don't have to deal with that. When they see police, they just see police.
Yep.
They don't be looked to get pulled over or anything. So this is just a psychiatric curse that's on us.
Yes.
And it's I feel like we're molded. I feel like in this country they molded us with this, and we can't get no help with life if we can't get our minds right.
Absolutely. And we got to talk about the demographic. Me being a Black Latino woman in the psychiatric field, it's very few of us. And let's not talk, I don't know any Black men psychologists offhand.
I don't know anybody, period.
Exactly. Think about, first of all, our family history. We're told what goes on in the house stays in the house, right?
Facts.
Go pray, talk to pastor, talk to grandma, talk to auntie, but you don't talk about what goes on in our house.
To nobody else.
So that's a problem. And then 2, feeling comfortable with talking with someone about how you're feeling.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
black men mostly. Men commit suicide 4 times more than women do.
Wow. I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? My life has been rough, and there's been times where, I was like, how am I still here?
Yep.
Because I could have got out of here from the things that I've been through.
And we know many people that's committed
like that.
suicide.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we do know a lot of people.
We know people that committed
over
suicide.
nothing, like over the littlest stuff. Like
usually it's over a female.
And you know what it is? Check it out. That's dealing with the psyche. It's the mental. Everybody is always inside here.
Yes.
It starts here. Everything.
Yep.
Your decisions, your choices, everything you got going on in your life starts here.
Yep.
So if here's not right, people is ready to make that trip and make that exit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like it always starts from the brain, bro.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What would you tell Kanye? And are you on his side or are you against what he's saying?
Listen, everyone keeps calling Kanye crazy.
Let's go.
Kanye is not crazy.
That's a fact.
I work with crazy. I work in Creedmoor Psychiatric Center.
Right.
I work with people who lick walls. I work with people who've beheaded their mothers, who've killed their children, who've raped people, molested, who come from Rikers. Kanye is not crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he's crazy.
I think he's
either.
impulsive. I think he doesn't have the right delivery, right? I feel as though he needs a team or someone that can say, listen, we understand what you're saying, but let's think about how we want to say this and address it.
I believe that Kanye West is a genius.
Absolutely.
Is he wrong about the statement
Never.
he's making about the
He's not-
Jews?
he's not.
What is he actually saying?
So-
all I believe he's saying is they stick together and we don't.
So,
That's what he's really
no,
saying
this
in
is
a
what he's saying
nutshell.
is this. In a nutshell, we the original Jews of this planet.
Are we? Do you agree with that too?
Yes.
We the original Jews of this planet.
Yes.
Anything with the word ish on the back of it only means a little bit of. So they call me Vish. I used to be called vicious. Now I'm just a little bit vicious. So they call me Vish now. If you Jewish, that only means you a little bit of a Jew. We the original Hebrews of this world, bro. The original people. The direct descendant of the first man on this planet.
But does that mean we're Jew?
So listen, this is what Kanye is saying. We the Jews, y'all for so many years been making money off of everything that the black man has. Us in general, our music, our sports, our clothing, everything. The Jews got their hands on everything, even the weed. Everything they got their hands on. Kanye West is saying it's about time that we as a people start eating off each other. He said, how come Nike could have a contract and I signed a deal with Nike and 6 other people from his staff eat off of that contract? A black person signed a contract and my peoples can't eat off the contract. Or how is it that when a group of black kids get pulled over and one gun get found in the car, everybody get locked up for the one gun?
But is it about black and white or is it about humanity?
It's power. It's about control and power, bro.
I think it's bigger than black and white. It should be about humanity.
It's not about black and white.
It's not about black and white.
It's definitely not. That's a tool. That's a tool that's been used to keep us divided.
Absolutely. It's about wealth.
Facts.
It's about
Wealth.
So how were they able to take all that money from him?
They control the media. They can tell you what they want to tell you. We don't know if they really did that. We just know what they showed us.
Listen, money.
You feel what I'm saying?
Money already started being made from slavery.
Facts.
So this is hundreds of years where money was already being made off of our backs.
Facts.
So this is hundreds of years in the making. It's about wealth, money. It has nothing to do with black and white because there are plenty of white people who are poor.
Facts.
And there are some black people who are wealthy.
So a lot of people don't understand.
Well, why isn't, I'm sorry to cut you off, but why isn't that in our curriculum in school? I went to Whitman, I graduated, they never told us that.
Do you know Whitman was a slave owner?
Was
Let's get
he?
to that.
Walt Whitman, yep, his
Walt
house
Whitman
right across the street from the mall.
Was a slave owner.
Yes.
Henry L. Stimson.
So why don't they
slave
teach you
owners.
that? Why don't they tell us
Why
this?
would they?
Why would they?
They
telling you his story. They not
so why don't we tell
story.
our kids this? Why don't we let our kids know this?
Because a lot of people don't know. Most things that we know that's not from school is taught from auntie, grandma, great grandma, who is stuck in the same slave mentality. What they were taught from the beginning. Why do you think they don't want slaves to know how to read, especially the Bible?
Word. Why they want you to learn so you know better? You knew better. You do better.
Yep.
Facts.
The black wasn't the only slave.
But look, I'm gonna tell you something.
There's many slaves, right? Spanish slaves.
It's a different slavery. The slavery that our ancestors went through in this country is nothing like the kings and queens slavery that we came from.
Absolutely.
From Africa. We were slaves before that. This is why there was the trade. So what I'm saying is now, let's fast forward this a little bit. What a lot of people don't know is it's bigger than slavery now. Because in 1939, the president signed all the people of America over as a collateral for the money that these families gave to this country. See, the U.S. Mint is not owned by the United States government. It's privately owned by a group of families. So whenever this country gets money, they get it.
You talking about Baffomet?
Nah, fuck the Baffomet.
The
We're talking about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers.
Okay.
The Baphomet is a symbol and a sign. But we'll get to that in another episode.
So you think the Illuminati is real? I'm asking you.
Speak, baby. Like, we out here. This is the life. They know they real. You see it in their face. It's real.
I believe there is a higher power in a secret society,
absolutely.
That's it.
But do you think that is a real Illuminati and they control everything?
Look, it's at a point where it's not hidden. Too many people know.
Too many people know about it.
It's not something that we talking about and it's hideful now. Look, bro, they know. They want you to know that.
Listen, how many interviews have you seen of famous people, and they talk about I sold my soul to the devil, and people think it's a joke.
A lot.
They're not joking. I sold my soul to the. I'm not. You could Google artists. Google artists that said I sold my soul to the devil in an interview.
Look.
And you think it's funny.
So you believe in the devil. So now you're going to religion. You believe in the devil?
It's not religion. So the devil.
The devil is not religion, you're saying?
We this is energies and spirits. We are spirits and energies, brother. Like there's demonic energy and then there's positive energy.
Yes.
When you leave here, your soul is gonna live. If you're not demanded to this world for life, you know that they say hell on earth, and you know we right amongst Lucifer and stuff right now. We living in the world because.
And listen, I feel when they say sold their souls to the devil, they not speaking about the actual Satan. They talking about the powers that be that got that money that's pulling all these strings behind closed doors.
Facts.
These billionaires, those are the devils they're talking about. They came to them with this offer.
Oh, right.
You want this success? This is what you got to do. This is who you got to sacrifice. That's the devil. They're not talking about the spiritual being.
Drop a flex bomb.
But do you believe, what's your religion, if you don't mind me asking?
I would say I'm non-denominational. Now, I grew up in church my whole life. You know, Christian.
What does that's nothing?
So I'm going to say I don't have no, I'm not an atheist. I believe in Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
All right.
Yes, but I don't want to say like Christianity. I don't want to say Catholicism. When I say non-denominational, you know, Baptist, Methodist. So I believe in the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
And what does that mean? Is that God? Is that
God?
Jehovah?
I believe in God, the higher power,
Jehovah,
Allah,
the Most High,
the Most High,
the Most Divine.
Yep.
The Creator of the solar system and the galaxies.
So what do you think about an atheist or a Scientologist? Do you think they're wrong?
I feel like whatever your belief is, like I said, I've never died and come back. So I don't know what happens on the other side. I pray that whatever you go with on your day, you have some peace. You know, I believe that God, the Most High, knows your heart. Knows your heart. And so whatever other people choose, I just feel like this. Don't push your beliefs onto me and don't judge me for mine.
Yes.
What you believe in, that's your business.
I'm going to tell you this.
So if somebody judge you by your heart, how could you explain that Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody like that would keep living and a little 13-year-old kid would die because just got hit by a car?
Well, look what you're saying. And then this is the understanding you have to know. There's no such thing as death. Death is a business. Death was created by man so they can make money. Your life exists. Your spirit never dies. your soul will rise on after this, my brother.
That's very debatable.
No, it's
That's
not.
very
It's
like
not.
you can't prove that.
It's not.
And
You don't die.
the
Shell,
death was
the shell
not.
dies. This
You gotta die. Jesus
energy
died.
doesn't-
Didn't Jesus die?
Energy doesn't die. Energy doesn't die, bro. Energy doesn't die. I seen that. Yo, look up Soul Leaving Helicopter. I want y'all to see this. I'm gonna open your eyes, brother. Soul Leaving Helicopter. Now, when they created these cameras and shit, yeah, that's it right there. When they created cameras, they created, you could capture shit now. Now peep this. This is somebody that just had an accident in a car accident. They helicopter them away. If you look at the top of the helicopter right about now,
Oh snap! You
just
saw
seen the
that?
man's soul leave.
Yeah,
Wow.
I seen that.
So what?
And that could be Photoshop or anything. Come on.
No, this is direct.
I can show you 100 other things on YouTube where they got.
That could be a light flare. Too.
Exactly.
Look, well, why would they light a light flare? That's a soul leaving, bro. Keep looking up soul leaving from stuff.
Let me tell you something. So, have you guys ever seen someone die in front of you?
Yes,
Facts.
many.
And have you ever
In
seen
our
someone
hands.
take their last breath?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Did you ever see their soul?
No,
Nope.
no.
So when my nana passed away in front of myself and my two cousins, right? We were there talking. She was in a hospice, and she was breathing, right? And we saw she was breathing heavy, but we were just standing around her, looking, right? And my one cousin said her eyes looked lifeless.
Yeah.
So we looked, and we like turned her over, and it was like she took her last breath, and it was like something came out of her.
Wow.
Like her spirit, like, and that was it.
So everything is not meant for everybody to see, because everybody might not be able to take that.
Absolutely.
You might see some shit like that and then blow your fucking mind, and you can't even come outside the next day.
Why do you think babies?
God controls everything.
Yes. Why do
Why
you
do
think
you-
babies can see?
Facts.
Why do you think babies can discern and see and feel? Because they haven't been exposed to the world yet. They don't
Yes.
understand good and evil. But they're the ones that could see spirits. They could feel people's energy.
Facts.
And how do you know that? That's proven?
Go.
I witnessed it from my kids. My kids themselves.
Facts. I seen a baby just on Instagram today, just born, sitting up, looking around the room,
Yeah, I seen that.
looking around the room like he been here before. He just came out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you believe in reincarnation?
of course. I believe. It's a lot of stuff that I believe, but you know what I'm saying.
So you think we've been here before?
I'm some of us.
Some of us.
Some of us are new. Some of us, you know, God put you in here for a reason. And until you get your purpose and your reason, you may have to come back here several times in different forms.
Do you think there's a punishment for your actions?
Of course.
Yes.
That's why there's karma.
Karma, consequences, absolutely.
So explain this. A person can go out, like I'm going to use Jeffrey Dahmer again. He can go out and kill people, and you know he's bad. But another person can go to Ukraine or Russia and kill 1,000 people, and you call that defending your country. How do you explain that?
So you can't. You taking another person's life, you can't never explain.
To me, it's the same thing. So you're saying all these war vets and all this, they done fought for our country, which I do respect, and I have some in my family, and I do honor because we wouldn't have the things that we have now without them. But you would go to war and kill people. It's the
Let me
same
ask
thing.
you, what do you think all these war veterans are dealing with? Taking someone's life.
PTSD.
The trauma that they deal with. Unless you're just a sociopathic person, like Jeffrey Dahmer was, okay? When you have a mental illness like that, where you're just evil, demonic, and so killing someone for you would be nothing. But if a normal person like me, you, 18 years old, is given a rifle and have to go out and kill someone, do you know what that does on their psyche?
So would you go to war and kill someone if
Nope.
you had to defend your country?
I
No,
would never.
absolutely not.
Me neither.
So you would deny it?
Yep. Absolutely.
So you wouldn't either, Rich?
Never. I would never fight for this country. I would never fight. I would never want to put the people of God in harm's way, period.
So let me ask you
why
another
would I
question.
wanna go
Would you-
killing?
If you had to defend your house, Would you blow somebody's brains from coming in your house?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
Those are my baby. That's my husband. Those are my kids.
Yes,
That's my
okay.
lifeline.
That's a fact.
That's different.
So that's what they say. That, but the country's supposed to be a house. The United States is supposed to be a house. The same thing.
This isn't our house. This isn't our house.
This is our house. We're guests.
Yep.
Check the Constitution. It says that we are guests here.
No, I'm with you on the
And let
guest
me
thing, but
explain.
I'm just coming on another perspective. Like,
And my family, part of my family, my dad's side of the family, we're the Montauk tribe. I have a card and everything.
From this.
This is our island, but guess who owns it? They're refusing to give us our land because they're saying that our tribe mixed our blood with African Americans and we diluted our blood.
Gonna tell you they're gonna tell you what you can't own and tell you what's yours. So this is like we taking what's yours. We just bullying y'all. This is what's going on. But you gotta understand, like I said, we the original people of this planet. So do you believe in astrology and stuff like that? So have you heard about the Grand Conjunction?
No.
So the Grand Conjunction happened December 20th of 2020. Jupiter and Saturn aligned themselves up next to each other. Now they saying these planets have so much power coming from them that they being that close, the powers is booming into the atmosphere and it's affecting us melanated people. So they said Saturn is a fortune planet. Jupiter is a karma planet.
Oh.
So they said this is 2020. And this is information that's been hidden from us for thousands of years. They've been controlling, knowing this type of information. Check this out. They said for the next 2 years, whatever energy you put in the atmosphere is going to last you for the next 20 years.
but when you
One.
say they,
That's
who's they?
2020 to
The astrologers,
2022.
people that breaking this down.
So what you put in from 2020 to 2022
is going to last you the next 20 years.
Woo.
Now check this out, right? Then they said this. Check it out. Then they said this. So, like they said, Jupiter is a fortune planet and Saturn is a karma planet. So, if you notice, I don't know about y'all, but I've been seeing karma at its finest hour since this. Bro, listen, I swear to God, I'm down south at my dad's house, right, visiting. His neighbor got this big tree in the front of his yard. My dad's like, yo, this motherfucker don't want to pay the people to go cut the tree down. He down there trying to cut it himself. So I'm sitting outside one day on the phone. This nigga over there trying to cut the tree. The whole tree comes down and snaps the whole fucking line for the whole block. Now, this dude who just moved in his house, only was in there a month, got to pay for every pole that was on the block, for all the workers coming there, when he could have just paid a little bit more. That's karma. It's happening this fast. I'm seeing karma. I'm seeing people do stuff, and it's happening right back to them immediately. We in that zone right now. So then they said something happened December 20th that hasn't happened in 900 years. The sun also aligned itself up with the two planets. So they calling that the Great Reset. So they said everything that happened from the last 900 years, all the bad torment, is all being reversed now. So you see it, black people got businesses. We coming up. It's happening. Not for nothing. You see who's attacking each other and going crazy in the world right
listen,
now. You know what I'm saying?
Since you said that, listen, we're so focused on what the white man did to us or whatever, like you're saying. I don't know a black person that wants to kill a white person. I can tell you 500 black people that want to kill another black person.
That's a fact.
So what is that? We want to kill each other.
So
we don't want to hurt no white man, but a blood wants to kill a Crip wants to kill all over, even Takeoff, even all the rappers, they're being killed by our own people. We don't got to worry about the white man.
Because it's our mentality. And again, we're in a psychological warfare.
They're trapping us. They're putting us against each other.
Yes.
They did that already. They created
and we're
that.
feeding into it.
We've been feeding into it.
This happened. This came to us in the late 80s, early 90s. When they started showing us movies about gangs and neighborhoods and shooting and shit, and then people in our neighborhoods was like, yo, that's how our neighborhood should be, nigga. Let's start a gang, nigga. And now we got a gang, and now this gang is beefing with the other gang. Now, that's division. First of all, one is you build the communities where it's separate schools. Now, you put kids in separate school systems, that's division. That's division right there. You're not giving them a chance to be friends with them other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That separates everything all around the country. Schools, immediately. It's immediately sets people up. The education, too.
Education
What we
system.
teaching them over here, y'all not getting taught this over here.
Nope.
I swear to God, when I came from Huntington, from Wyandanch to Huntington as a kid, Martin Luther King was my school on Mount Avenue, in elementary. They taught you everything about black people. The national black anthem. We would sing the national anthem and then sing the black national anthem every day. You know what I'm saying? I got to Huntington. I'm saying shit about black history and singing the national. The kids is like, what? How you know that? We ain't, because it's
I
being
didn't even
taught.
know there's a black national anthem.
It's being taught different shit in different communities.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So this is how they control, and this is how they the divide and control. When you divide, you conquer.
Yep. And let me tell you too. I was a school psychologist for 4 years, and I had to leave it because I couldn't fight for every minority kid. But the division starts as young as kindergarten.
Yep.
When a black kid is acting out and a white kid is acting out, one kid will get tested, will get services, everything they need, and the other kid will get put in detention, kicked out of the school, put into a probe, sent to BOCES.
Facts.
One, black families don't understand what services are out there. They don't understand. Get your kid tested for behavioral issues, IQ, reading, all of these things, because they're going to just put your kid in the system.
Facts.
But black people, we already have the stigma. I don't want my kid to have a label. No, that IEP, individualized service plan, is going to help your kid get through school.
You know, this is a big thing too. A lot of people don't understand that this stuff is mandatory for you to get in your life with your kids, because the government pretty much owns you. When you sign a birth certificate, you sign your child over to the government as its property now.
I heard that somewhere
That's a
else
fact.
on social media.
Listen, this is a fact.
You're the second
Your
person I heard
social
that.
security
Don't say it's a
number,
fact.
it's a fact, bro, I just told you. Your social security number is a bank account. And it has zillions of dollars in it at this point, because they've been collecting money every day of your life since you've been born in your name. There's a paper version of you. Your paper version is worth more than your own real life. To you, you're already dead to them. That money that they take it every year in your name, you get. You know when you get your letters from court, everything is in big bold letters. Bold letters, big bold letters, because it's a business. You're getting paid. When you go to court, what they do? They adjourn your shit to the next time. Adjourn your shit to the next time, because they're getting paid every time you come in there. You feel what I'm saying? Until you become a sovereign citizen and you break away from this United States government, you are owned by the United States government. That's why social service isn't a bad thing. People look at social service like, oh, that's the people that's needy. They have to take care of you. There's things that people don't know. Like, every bill that you get already comes with a payment on it from the National Treasury in your name, but you don't know how to access that. So you don't pay it, or you don't know it. You just go pay the bill, which is slavery. Electricity, gas,
water,
all this stuff is slavery. All this is modernized slavery. They don't gotta whoop you, they killing you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't gotta
Yes.
whoop you, they killing you. And it ain't just black people. It's everybody, bro.
Yep.
That's why it's not no black or white thing.
Nope.
This world has to come. God didn't put us all in this world not to be together. Look, this is what I'm thinking right now. I see all these Spanish people and they moving into the neighborhoods. We all God's children. It's time for the integration and the blood bonding to start. For us to be, oh, that's your family, oh, that's my family. So ain't gonna be no wars, ain't gonna be no beefing, because his family is my family. We all family. This is what has to happen in this world in order for it to be like Pangea again. At one time in this world, it was Pangea. The world was ran in harmony. Harmony, like no wars.
Yeah.
Come on, it could be like that.
As a psychologist, how do you feel about the music and the females and the social media? Because I see girls like when they on Facebook and TikTok, they just show their butt and they just.
It's mentally damaging to our children.
That's what they do, and they think that's good.
And to people, it's psychologically damaging because what we see here on social media, they're not seeing the same thing on other countries. Because listen, TikTok is run by who? Chinese.
Facts.
What they see on their TikTok is not what we see on our TikTok. You think they're going to show that to their people over there?
Facts.
So how do we change that?
You can't.
You can't.
You don't got control over it.
It's part of the system.
And this is what Ye is saying. Ye is saying shit like...
Because I see every girl, what they do at their birthday, or what they do as soon as they get their camera, they turn around, they shake their butt, and they think that's cool. They think that's like... And I'm like, are they crazy? Like, what are they doing? Like...
The system is perpetuating that to be cool. The system perpetuates whatever people want to think or what to do. If you see it, America is the biggest followers in the world. Forget the outsiders that's just picking up on us, like UK and all that. They just getting a tailwind of America. You feel what I'm saying? But the people that been here in America know America. You feel what I'm saying? This shit been obstacle course. Like, and we supposed to be one of the most prominent countries in the world.
And then the guys, all right, the girls gyrate. They do the what's it called, twerking
And stuff. Yeah.
they gyrate.
They twerk. They do the twerking. And for you to be cool as a dude in my line, you got to be a savage. You got to be a killer.
Yeah.
You're respected in the hood. The little kids respect killers. They look up. If you a killer and you in a rap game, we look up to you.
But it's all distractions.
That's what it is.
It's all distraction.
Yeah.
We don't look up to the lawyers.
It's distraction from the truth.
That's a fact. That's what TikTok is made for. Yes. TikTok is to keep you occupied.
Like, look, even our street names. Your name is Vish. My name is Trouble. Why do we even have street names like that? We want to be.
I mean, that's just love. At the end of the day, when you going up with people, you know what I'm saying?
But look at all our friends. You got murder. You got all
crazy
these names.
You know.
You got,
and look, your name becomes you.
Exactly.
Yes,
your name becomes you.
you.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's just as your manifestation. Whatever you speak into the universe is going to answer. The universe is always conspiring for your success.
Absolutely.
Always. That's what people don't know. You got to always be able to manifest and become one with the higher. Once you become one with the higher and you working for the Lord and the highest, the most divine, it's a different energy that's inside you.
As parents, you might think that you're doing good, and you might think that you have your kids. When they're in that school, it's a whole different situation. Yeah. You might be good. Your kids might be into some stuff that you don't even know about.
You're right, but that's why it starts at home. It's always about what you teaching your kids inside that house, bro.
Yep.
But I've seen kids with the best teaching of parents still become murderers. It doesn't really matter. It's where you let your kids get trapped at from other places.
It's the attention and what you allow your kid to see and what you allow your kid to do. If you really want, you can homeschool your kid. Let's be for real. Like and the other shit is I seen the smartest 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds I ever seen in life that was homeschooled, graduating college at 12. Because they parents homeschooled them and they booming. Like they got like 4 or 5 kids right now. I think the youngest girl, she's 6 years old. They IQ is higher than Einstein's. Word. They 6 and 7 years old, bro. Like the mind is everything, bro. If you get this right, everything else will be magnificent. Yep. Your mind is what the control center. Your mind heals your stuff in your body. The doctors don't heal you. Doctors keep you sick so you can keep coming back.
Absolutely.
If they heal you, you ain't making no money.
Absolutely. It is not preventative. It is to keep you sick.
We need to keep you going. I need you to come back, because if you don't come back, I don't got a job.
And listen to this.
It's just like crime. If we don't commit no crime, they don't got no job.
Absolutely. Why is it America, right? We have the most money towards pharmaceuticals and medication, but we have the most diseases and illnesses.
Facts.
Because the companies feed us the diseases.
Keeping in control of them.
Yes, and the obesity.
They have to, because
what they put in our food here is banned in other countries. What they put in our food here is banned in other countries.
Wow. Say that.
Why do you think obesity is so high? Why do you think people getting sick? Cancer, diabetes.
Even it costs so much to even survive out here. If God forbid you have cancer or catch a disease,
This is the sad thing out here, Trump.
Canada's free, isn't it?
Healthcare is free in Canada, yes.
Healthcare is free, yeah. And in certain places in Europe, too.
I think Germany or something is free, too, right?
The thing in America that's sad is that you really have to pay to live. And the whole time that you living, it might not be a good time. You like struggling just to make it, and then you get out of here and you ain't really achieved nothing or seen nothing because it's just been hard and struggle. You know, they say what is American dream or whatever. Like a lot of people come from other countries in here, and they can get stuff that people that was here can't get.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they look at us like, oh, what's wrong with them? They don't know what's going on. No, we know exactly what's going on. You don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Like it's different for us here. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the struggle since day one.
Yep.
When you born into this shit, like in Dubai, if you born into Dubai, you born rich. You heir to the country. In America, we born here, we supposed to be heir to something. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's logics that's not happening amongst the people in this world, and that's what needs to be addressed before anything can get to a better standard. We got to all get at a safe place because everybody ain't at a safe place at this point. Word.
Back to what you said about you said you deal with like crazy people.
Yes.
So how do you? What do you really say to them? What can you say to a crazy? What do you?
So working in the hospital is different because one, I work on an inpatient male ward. I worked on an inpatient male ward where a lot of these males are just coming off the street, coming off high off drugs. In Queens, K2 is a big drug.
Oh my God.
Out here too.
Out here too?
Yeah, woo. Yes.
You know what?
Out east.
The kids,
whoever-
I don't think the kids are hip to it. Thank God. I think it's more of an older person thing.
No,
Not
what
yet.
it is
What it is,
whoever
niggas
went to
that came from
jail,
jail.
they can't smoke
Yeah.
weed in jail, so they
they got
smoke the
K2.
K2. When they come out here, they're addicted to it, so they keep smoking it. Mm-hmm. And then they're on parole, so they don't want to detect it anyway. So.
Yep, because it's not really, it's a synthetic drug. So.
But they know what they do.
And what do you say to somebody that's on K2? What do you? Not too much you can say.
Once they're like detoxing, I don't really deal with them because they're not rational.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people who have mental health, they don't believe anything's wrong with them.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing I'm really helping them with is like goals to get out.
All right.
Because our wonderful governors, they want these people out on the street.
Facts. And they are out on the streets.
And they are out, which they should not be, but that is the push. Make them take their medications so they could be stable and get out.
Yeah. But it's not working.
No.
Because I done came up the steps of Penn Station and stepped outside, and it looked like fucking Rocky Horror 5. Out that bitch. Motherfucking bums laying over the garbage cans, head in the garbage can, laying right in the front, feet out in the subway, rats running by. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. I'm like, how is this supposed to be a tourist attraction? How is anybody come? Yo, word of my mother, if people come to New York and go to Manhattan, the place where it's front and center to see the lights and everything, and be damned ashamed about New York. Like, nigga, I'm never going back there before. They got fucking rats this big, nigga, running around right by my foot. As soon as I got up, yo, coming up the steps, it's a rat going down. I'm like, you see this shit? Like, this shit is crazy.
Yep.
So do you believe in redemption, forgiveness, or some things can't be redeemed or forgiven?
I believe in forgiveness.
So if somebody kills a baby, you believe they can be forgiven?
I believe anyone can be forgiven. But do you mean from like a human being or from like a higher power?
Both. Do you think people should be let out of jail if they got 30, 40 years? How do you feel about that? If a person kills somebody, do you think they should do life in prison?
There's so many mitigating circumstances. So, are they killing someone out of self-defense? Are they a serial killer? Was it an accident? You know?
So what about if somebody just killed somebody and then they said they were crazy and then now 25 years they got their life back together?
I believe anyone could get their life together.
But do you think they should be let out?
Are you the same person you were 25 years ago?
No, but I believe some things just can't be forgiven. There's some acts that just.
But you know what? I can't judge that.
That's the judge thing.
That's not my call.
I don't even believe that's the judge. I think that's in God's hands.
That's why you can't judge it. That's why you can't have like me. I can't have an opinion on somebody's life. That's for God. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I wouldn't want to take a life unless a life would be trying to threaten mine or somebody that's with mine. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only time. I'm not here to take life, bro. God didn't put me on this planet for that.
Yep.
Right now, what I'm doing, and this is what God brought me here for. You feel what I'm saying? That's it. The people together, humanity. I'm a humanitist. Like a humanity.
So
like,
do you believe in the death penalty? Think some people deserve the death penalty? Jeffrey Dahmer, let's use him again.
Well, he didn't get the death penalty.
But
He
he
got
died.
killed in jail. He got killed. Someone killed him in jail. They beat him.
But what did he get? What was his sentence?
Life.
He got life.
Yeah, he didn't get. Yeah,
So you believe he should have got life?
absolutely.
No, but there's little black kids that got
but
fucking
look,
the death penalty
but
for
look,
lesser crimes.
But look.
What do you say about that?
I
don't
wouldn't
agree
want
with
you to
that.
die. I want
wouldn't
you
want
to
you-
go to jail and let these niggas
And
beat
suffer,
on you
and
for
suffer.
the whole 100,000 years or whatever you got left in you.
Yeah, I'm not for the death penalty.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like
whoop your
that's too
ass.
easy.
Yeah.
That's too easy. You commit these heinous crimes. Okay, we're gonna put you to death. You know, so I'm not really for the death penalty.
I feel like that's the same thing. The judge is taking another person's life just like somebody,
Okay.
he took a life.
Give me that shoulder right there.
You think that or no?
Yeah.
The judge is really, all right, you're saying this person should die and this person should not die. Who are you? You're not God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Word.
But they think they are.
But look, and you go in the courtroom and say the first thing you see is, "In God we trust."
Yeah, right. On a dollar bill. Yeah.
But
right.
God is the breakdown that God is.
Gold, oil, drugs.
No. What is it?
God, God.
Generator, operator, destroyer. Generator,
I don't know about
operator, destroyer. That's what God breakdown is. Generator, operator, and destroyer.
I could see that.
God.
I can't agree with that.
That's what it. All right.
No, that's what it means to some people. You can have your own meaning. to
Generator,
it.
operator, destroyer, bro.
What does God mean to you? Like, what's your belief, if you don't mind me asking?
I think God is the same person. I think it's just you can call him Allah, Jesus, whatever. I just think it's not a being. It's just like a belief. It's just like something that everybody. And then on the other hand, I think it's just something that's made up so that
It's control.
so that we can have a feeling of
believe
if
in.
I kill somebody, I will go to hell. So that's why I wouldn't kill nobody. You understand what I'm saying? They instilled that into us because really if you read the Bible and stuff, it's like some of the stuff they're saying is like a fairy tale. It's like, how could that happen? How are you saying stuff? All right, it was magical back then?
A lot of the Bible's redacted too.
Yeah.
33 scriptures are not in those.
So
It's
the
what?
Bible.
There's a lot of stories that are
They're taken out.
That are taken out.
People have switched the wording
Facts.
translated
over
different
years. Yeah,
languages.
But
translated.
can't you agree in that some of the stuff is like mystical and magical?
But-
Like how can that happen? Like
Yeah.
But let's go beyond all that because the Bible is only 5,000 years old. Those pyramids in Egypt is 55,000 years old. It was civilization before that Bible even came about. So this is where we at.
but there's
That
other
Bible
stuff.
is
but
built just for one purpose.
Which
to
Bible, though?
control
There's a
people.
lot of-
Whatever Bible.
The Quran is older than the Bible,
No, it's
isn't
not.
it?
No, it's not.
It's not?
Part of the Bible.
That's the same thing, bro. It's a different. The Quran is the same thing as the Bible. It's just different
Certain chapters, right?
text, different language, different themes. You know what I'm saying? But it's all the same. It's all meant to control, bro. It's all meant to control. Give somebody something to believe in. If we give them something to believe in, we can throw something against the odds so they be like, oh no, because what I believe in, you know what I'm saying, won't allow me to do that. But that's how you control people. If you got the brain and got them, but anything could be put in. If we start praying to this table, because the table, somebody said the table spoke to them. If we start praying to this table, and we get more than 1,000 people praying to the table, now that's a religion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what religion is. Whatever you give belief to.
Yep.
Anything
To the
that somebody
masses.
give belief to. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's bigger than that. We just know that it's a higher power that created this whole universe. That's where I'm at with it. My God, nobody here can tell you who that is.
Or you can believe in the Big Bang Theory,
I don't know about that.
which has
It's too divine. This just too divine for a bang theory.
Yeah.
You feel me? This right here is too divine. This
many
us being able to
details.
communicate, talk is bigger than a boom bang. Like, that's
So then, if if we're an animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why do we eat other animals? Is that right? I know why we eat them, but is that
No,
right?
look, not for nothing.
Is that right?
We didn't always used to eat animals. God put us on this planet and he gave us everything we needed, which was water and air. That was it.
You can't survive on only
Yes, you
water.
can, bro. There's breatharians. Breatharians. Let's go.
You like a
Can you show pull up breatharians?
You ever
Please,
heard of
for
that?
breatharians. I'm about to open your mind up, bro. My name is
can't
Vish.
survive.
Vegetarian diet.
Let's go.
What is
Breatharians,
that?
they're not eating. They living off of air. Let's go. People, I'll show you a guy who hasn't ate since he was 8 years old. He's 75. They had him in the hospital for a week. He didn't piss or shit the whole
Or
week.
drinking water.
That's good. God gave you.
No, it says they don't drink water either.
Yeah,
Look.
well, but look up a video.
They
Forget
believe
this.
they can survive on
That's
pineapple.
cool. They're living off of air and water, and something like you said, they don't. Some of them people not taking water.
19 years.
The man has
Come on,
eaten
19
for-
years, bro. It's people out. God gave you everything when He gave you life. When you born, you don't
And how
need
skinny
nothing.
would you be? How skinny is you? No, I'm
He
serious.
sees these people skinny as hell. He's like, how skinny would you be? Yo, my son crazy. Yeah, you gonna be skinny, but you're gonna be fit, agile. Look, that man's like, how old did he say he was?
I don't know. But
1969.
It looks like he's hurting.
He's
He
born in
said he looked like he's
1969.
already.
It does.
Son look fit. Somebody be like 90.
Contacted and we started arranging the seminars, the retreats, the talks. So here we are. Elitom, over
He
to
said he
you
looks like he's
with your
hurting.
life story.
Hi, my name is Elitom Elamine, and I'm a breatharian. And a breatharian is a person that can eat very little or none at all. Now, I grew up in Ohio, USA. And growing up in Ohio, USA, I grew up in a family where my mother made sure that we always had food within the household. She made sure so much that we had extra freezers, extra refrigerators, and we actually fed the whole neighborhood. So me growing up in this type of household, when I finally broke away and got my own family and got married, that idea too was in my head to always have enough food to feed your family, and I also bought extra freezers, extra refrigerators, because that was the idea, to always have food available.
I've seen other people,
Now it's-
not even this just do it. There's millions
And
of
then I
people,
began
bro,
to learn more
that's
about
breatharians, living off of the air.
I don't believe.
So
I think
look,
it's-
did y'all just hear about the guy who created a machine where he can make water out the air?
Yeah, I heard about
No.
You
that.
ain't never heard of a black man just created a machine that you can make water out of air.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But hold on, we talking about that. Let's get to the black man that they killed up in Buffalo in that gas station, who created the first engine that could run off of water.
he wasn't the first one to do it.
But
He
he's the first one to discover the shit. But they killed son over that. Remember they had that massacre up in Buffalo, in that store.
Yeah.
He was inside. So you do the math.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you see this guy? You know who Charleston White is?
No.
I love Charleston White.
Who's that?
Put Charleston White on real
Let me
quick.
see. I may know him by face. Not by...
He come
Oh,
in there
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and you see some
yes,
of the things
okay.
he's saying.
Yes. Yes.
So, Vince, do you think he's right about certain things?
I think
Yes.
he's right about a lot of shit.
What's T.I.?
He's getting to the heart of what needs to be done with our black people, bro. We out here really killing ourselves, and it was sent and planned. And there's so many people that's with that shit now. It's like, yo, what are you really thinking about? We depleting our race. Everybody else growing.
So
Yeah.
you agree with him
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
when he says F Nipsey Hussle?
No,
And
he not, because he's saying, listen, you always celebrating niggas that be out here killing niggas and robbing and stealing and disrespecting our black females. That's for real, my nigga.
Nipsey didn't kill nobody.
No, but he ain't just talking about Nipsey. He might have said something about Nipsey because he was in a gang and probably thinking gangs do this and gangs do that. You know what gangs do? Innocent people die all the time, bro. This shit ain't nothing new. We fight for our lives out here in these streets, bro. As black people, amongst the rest of the world, it's like us against the world, and then we got us against each other, bro. Like, this shit is hurting. Jesus, why we need people like him to stand up and address the situation at hand. We need to. It's only gonna change.
Can you put a clip of him up? Something that he's saying real quick.
What is his first one with T.I. and his son King?
Yeah, put
So
put that one
something
on.
with him.
I understand what a 19-year-old kid do with that kind of aggression toward a elder. You supposed to show a old. If you think I'm a crackhead and you think I'm a drunk, you supposed to show me mercy, homie. Nah, man, you don't. Man, he a drunk, homie.
What did his son actually do?
If you really perceive
T.I.'s son is just being bad. He's just like
head on crack. You supposed to let me.
he's just like not beating people up. He's just getting into a lot of trouble.
You don't knock him out.
But
in our
I
community,
watched something today from him, and he's like, people only see this, but they don't know what he's doing behind this camera. He in the community.
Yeah, he's an activist and all that, but he's saying too much. Like he's disrespecting the black race.
That's just like Kanye.
He's like Uncle Ruckus. That's what he is. He's Uncle Ruckus. He admits it. He's
the
Uncle
way he might
Ruckus.
sound, but the shit that he talking about is legit, bro. We out here killing each other, bro. How many people have died in the streets, bro, over this shit? Like, this shit ain't what God. This not what God intended. This shit is wholeheartedly the devil. So you mean to tell me people not believing in God no more and they just believing in the devil? Is that what this is? This is what I'm saying. If you say you believe in God, how is people out here doing all this devilish shit? So is you believing in the devil or is you believing in God, bro?
Yeah.
This is the I'm God's soldier, man. I'm out here in the field with it.
Yeah, we
day.
are, but really, in reality, you have a right to believe in the devil if you want to. You can worship the devil if you want to.
Sure, but let's get that extinguished.
But that's free will.
Yeah, that's.
God gives you free will.
God definitely does.
I know some people that worship the devil that's living better than people that worship God.
Because we live
We
it.
think that.
Because look what the devil owns
Yep.
amongst us. Everything. The industry, the music.
So how do we change that? Well, we can't. You're just gonna say we can't?
Everything that survived needs support.
You got to change yourself.
Everything that survived needs support.
But if nobody changes itself, then we'll all see. Back in the days, we had Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. They changed us, right? So, do we need more people like that?
It's not even that, bro, because it's not just black.
To make us.
It's bigger than a color thing at this point.
But who really picked up after Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? What happened to all their followers?
You got Farrakhan. You got.
But how many? Okay, that's one.
You got Dr. What is his name? Dr.
Dr. Umar?
You got Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar is doing something different than what. He's an activist too, but
what's the guy that they say cleared all the diseases? Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi.
Have you ever heard of Dr. Sebi?
Yeah, but he's holistic medicine.
Holistic medicine.
He's not really an activist like in the streets.
You had Dick Gregory. Well, he just died not too long ago, but you had Dick Gregory. He kept on the activism. You had a couple of people.
You got people that they can silence. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got a bunch of people out here that they can silence. And some of those names that you actually name were controlled. Weren't just had to be silenced. They were actually working for that side. You know what I'm saying? And wolf in sheep clothing right amongst us.
Like they teach us about voting, but like if you say, yeah, I voted and a black person vote, I can bet you everybody you name, yeah, they might have voted for a president at once, but they don't know about the voting in your town and your community. I've never seen somebody that I know do one of them votes that they voting in, like
The governors, mayors, Supreme Court.
Exactly. I never seen nobody do that. They don't even teach us about that. Vote for Obama or Trump or the main people. That's it.
So
what it starts with, we need to get our local politicians.
Yes,
we need to get our local people in office. We need to start with that, but they don't teach us even how to do it.
I believe different when it
Like,
comes to shit like that.
did you vote?
I don't never vote.
Yes.
Did you vote?
I don't vote.
But who did you vote for? We don't even know who is there to vote for. Who did you vote for?
They're all devils.
I seen Dr. Oz.
It's not even
I seen
that.
Dr. Oz running.
It's not
Wasn't
even,
he?
Dr. Oz.
He was running. I'm like,
Did he win?
I think he won.
I think he won.
Get
I'm
the
like,
fuck
he's
out of
running
here.
for something.
Dr. Oz?
Yeah, he's running for something.
Oh man,
He had 85%
That's crazy.
85% of the votes in the poll. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yep.
so
But they don't even give a choice on We don't even know what these positions
I
are.
would tell
Because
you
no
what-
one does the research on the politicians and what they stand for.
Yeah.
So people get brainwashed into, oh, I've been a Democrat my whole life. I've been a Republican my whole life. I'm going to vote. And you're not even reading up what they stand for
Word.
or what's going to help you
It's
or
not that we not reading up for what they stand for. We don't know what that is. I'm speaking from people that I don't even know what a Democrat. To be serious, I don't even know what is a Democrat. All I know is the opposite of a Republican. It's another party that's against the. To me, a Democrat is the poorer people, and the Republicans are the richer people, and the liberals are people that just, well, we're in between. Is that right?
This is the definition right
Pull it up.
See, you can't even tell me the definition of a Democrat. What is a Democrat?
A person who believes in the upholds of governments by the people. Advocate of rule by the majority.
Now, what does that mean? To me, you just said blah, 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 blah.
Yes, but that's...
They represent the people until they get the bag.
They represent the people till they get the bag?
Until
they get the.
bag.
So they basically, this is how I feel.
Then you
Compromise
Republican?
Your political ambitions. Think about it. Democrats are in place to keep you at bay.
Yep.
You think they represent the people. There's people that keep your social service in order.
Food stamps, all those things.
Yeah.
All that, so they represent you. But say you're the richest person on your block.
Yeah.
You got more to lose than the person, everybody else on your block. So you being a Democrat is actually a dumb situation for you.
Believe
You get
taxes
more
should be
breaks as a
increased for
Republican.
Oh.
Yo, so look at the Republicans. Believe
All right, that's
taxes
crazy.
should be
Republicans, we got
increased
money,
for
take care of
anyone.
Yeah.
us, figure out how to
And
take care
that
of yourself.
wages should be set by the free market. Yeah, the niggas trying to
Figure
get
out how to take
paid.
care of yourself.
Word.
Those Democrats,
They the ones that
people
denied
until
them
they get
them stimuluses
bad.
that was supposed to come out when
crazy.
Biden got in
all
office.
cloudy. then the morals get all mixed up.
Like Kanye West is a Republican just because he has a lot of money?
He has to be. When you get in a certain tax bracket,
Yes.
you have to vote Republican. And let me tell you, when I started my job a few years ago, my boss told me that. She said, when you start making a certain amount of money, you can't vote a certain party anymore because that's going to affect your taxes, income tax season. So let me ask you a question. If you're a multimillionaire and you got to do your taxes, do you want them to take $4,000 from you or $400,000 from you?
4,000. But Jay-Z and Puffy are Democrats, I believe.
Talk about
Who said they
so
were?
you to rock the vote.
Do you think that?
I think that.
They did tell you to rock the vote.
Okay.
I never.
But who they really voting for?
I'm pretty sure that they didn't vote for Trump.
But this is my thing.
You sure?
Yo,
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty
The
sure
tax
they
break.
were.
Listen, the tax breaks that Trump is a businessman. So if you are an entrepreneur and a business owner,
Republicans.
you should have voted for Trump because he's giving you all your business tax breaks. He's giving you all those business tax. Let's not get it twisted. Come
A
on.
lot of people don't know a lot of things that Trump did for the people. Trump is considered by a lot of people as the best president of the country. Word, dead ass. You might not know that, Trump, but right now niggas are saying like, yo, Trump was the best president that.
Trump is the villain.
Word.
Trump
Put that money in our hand. Trump put that money in our hand, Trump. Like,
But still, that
was
doesn't make
before.
him-
And I don't condone
He
it.
lied, cheated, did the.
He said he lied and cheated.
all lied and cheated.
They all,
On the White
With
House.
the-
he's an
with the
American.
exception of Obama, who hasn't had
We all
any-
lie and cheat, man. It's American way, man. Like, he's an American. You got to think about what we're dealing with here. This is the first person that's actually being an American.
So you
up
think
here.
Biden is good?
No, Sleepy Joe. He's sleeping still. Sleepy Joe still sleep, man. We've been waiting for that stimulus for years now. We got you in here and ain't get shit.
Let's not forget about student loans. All those
Facts.
promises. Well, you're gonna
Didn't
get
he
your
just
student.
forgive him? He just forgave him. All student loans.
Who's?
Biden.
Forgive who?
Biden forgave the student loans. He did.
I don't know about that,
All right, you
man.
gotta look it up. He forgave the student loans.
Did Biden forgive
No.
the student loans, man? What's going on with the world today?
Biden forget. Student debt relief plan.
Plan.
Oh, it's a plan.
Plan.
He's a plan.
And you have to be approved for it.
It's explained.
You have to be
It's not even
approved
going.
for
It's
it.
just explained. You got to look at the words that's dealing with.
Student loan debt relief is blocked.
Explained.
It's
Like-
blocked. Courts have issued orders blocking our student loan debt relief program.
You're not
As a
doing that.
result, at this time, we are not accepting applications. We
See?
are seeking to overturn those orders.
Forgiveness up to 20,000.
They blocked it.
All that's blocked. You can't get it. They not doing it, bro. That's what I'm saying. They ain't the gas price went up. He raped us. He came in and they raped us. Word.
Inflation.
Well, what are all schools? The schools you went to, are they privately owned?
Penn State University. Yeah, these are major universities.
No, but I'm
Hofstra.
saying, why do we have to pay back the schools? Who's losing the money when we don't pay back the schools? The staff?
No, not the staff. No.
So who's losing the money? Why would we have to pay back? Who's making the money on the schools?
The bank. It's the student
bank,
loan.
the
You're
student
getting a
loan.
loan from the bank.
You're getting a loan from the bank.
The loan
federal
is coming
government.
from the bank. It's just like a loan from a car. It's the bank. You a business. Remember.
So what would hurt them if the government would pay for the schools? Why would that hurt them? And what's the difference from a person getting a scholarship? Why can't everybody get a scholarship?
Because they won't make no money off of us. It's $1 billion
And
industry.
They don't want you getting smart.
Word.
They don't want you smart.
They make it
boy.
hard for you. They
want
make
you
it
smart.
hard.
You gotta pick
Why do you
some
think
money
so
up.
many people don't further their education?
Facts.
Their money's insured.
And I know a lot of people that finish college and they're working at a manager at Home Depot. I know a lot of people like that. It's hard to get.
Okay, can I speak on something? Someone who I have 5 degrees. Let me break this down for you. This is called financial slavery. Okay, they tell you this, hoping you need to go to school, need to go to college. But if you live in a certain amount of area, you make too much money. I went to Penn State in undergrad, right? Pennsylvania, their income is way less than ours, but they base my tuition off my parents' New York income. How, Sway?
Which would
I'm living in Pennsylvania going to school, and you're gonna base, mind you, Pennsylvania residents only had to pay $7,000 to go to Penn State a year. I gotta pay $40,000 because my parents make New York money.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy.
And then
you make too much money, right? According to them, we make too much money to get any kind of grants and scholarships. Okay, but then when we graduate, we come out with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt because interest, right? Our parents aren't paying for a school out of pocket. Very few minorities.
Yep.
Aren't, right? Because we already 3 years behind when it comes to money, business, and
All
success.
of that. All of that.
And we keep going to school. So we come out of school with a debt greater than what we even paid for to go to school.
And what happens if you don't pay the debt?
You go into default, they put it on your credit, and you can never buy a house, car, anything else.
Wow.
And then if you have too much student loans, and we're already minorities, they paint, when you know what it's like to go try to buy a house? You know the interest they put on you, one, because you're a minority? Oh, look at these student loans. You have high student loan debt.
Yep.
They don't look at you as, oh, you went to school, you have your education. Oh, this is high. So we're going to give you a higher interest rate on your house. We're going to make your mortgage even higher because you have student loan debt.
So you're basically saying a criminal could drop out of school in the 9th grade and have money and have a better credit score than somebody who went
Criminals have the best credit scores.
Facts.
Drug dealers are geniuses and they have the best credit scores. Sorry to say.
Wow, that's crazy.
Criminals, yes, that's very true.
That's crazy.
Not condoning it, not pushing it,
So
but it's the reality.
Back.
And then, listen, they want you to get out of school with a 4-year degree and only start you with $30,000. But mind you, your student loans are $150,000.
Crazy.
So are you guaranteed a job when you do this 10 years?
They lie.
So
they lie.
think about that as a whole.
That's crazy.
Let's think about that as a whole. What's the number rate of Americans that had that situation happen to them?
Oh, millions.
It's got to be beyond that. Like, it's crazy.
What's the top salary of the highest paid psychiatrist?
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean, like work?
What's the most famous psychiatrist?
Dr. Phil, he's a psychologist.
So.
But he had to go on TV. He's not doing this from working a 9-to-5 job. You do not become, I'm sorry, this is going to hurt some people's feelings. You do not become wealthy from working a job.
I thought he wasn't a real psychologist.
No, he is. He's just not licensed.
Yeah, that's what that is. He's not licensed.
So, which means like he can't charge insurance. But why you need to charge insurance when you're on TV run by Oprah?
How can you be a real one if you're not licensed?
No, you're still real. It's just the only difference between licensed and non-licensed is licensed you can charge insurance companies.
So
He has
non-licensed, did you have to go to school though?
No, non-licensed means you just didn't take a test.
Oh, so he
it's
can
an
just
exam.
he can just
see
walk in the
people-
room and say, "I'm a psychologist."
Yes.
And they like, all right, well, let's get into it.
Because
He's
he
like,
is.
Man, I said it.
He got his doctorate. He just didn't take a
okay.
licensing
he got
exam.
his doctorate.
He got his doctorate. You just don't. You know how like a MD has to take a medical exam, like a nurse has to take a nurse. That's all it is. So the only difference is he could charge people $1,000 a session. When you're licensed, you can charge insurance companies, but they pay you pennies too. So you don't even need a license. You could just charge people however much you want and call it a day.
Facts. And
Right?
a lot of people need therapy, man. I know
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
I know that's right. I might need some therapy sometime too.
Yes.
It's needed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't,
Seriously.
it's so if you have somebody that is gonna be able to secure your most inner thoughts and secrets to as a business, and they gonna hold that to themselves and be able to help you with it. That's a great feeling, man. Because
Yep.
some things, some things are meant for not. For
What made
everybody
you
out there.
want to
Yeah,
become
yeah.
a psychologist?
My crazy family. No. When I was in high school, I really my lifelong dream was to be an actress, but my mom was like, "No, let's try something else." I'm like, "Okay." And I took a psychology course when I was in high school, and I watched Sybil and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I just fell in love with it.
All right. So can you act?
My husband and I, we starting to. I think
Oh,
so.
y'all on the TikTok wave?
He's film and media. He already he's a script writer. He's already in the but we've been doing like a few shows. I've done a few things this past year. We've been doing modeling and stuff like that. So I'm trying to.
Did I see somebody was on Law and Order or something? Right?
My son, my kids do acting
Yeah, I
too.
did see that too. Yeah, I did see that.
My kids.
How did you get them into that?
We went through this agency called Central Casting in Manhattan, and we actually signed them up right before the pandemic.
All right.
And 3 of them out of the 4 did something, and then the pandemic happened, and then it shut down. And then like a year ago, it opened back up, and my kids have just been getting called.
All
for
right.
things.
I seen him like something like a kid was getting bullied or something.
Yeah, and he was there.
And a white father was trying to say something like that. It was
So
crazy.
he was there. So
That's
it was
cool.
good. But they just do a lot of background now. But I said, if you guys want to really get into it, we can get an agent and really get you guys, because they're all still kind of like,
Facts, and I don't know if Mimi and Jamal, Flife,
Yes.
that's what they was doing. They
do acting
their
too?
child, yeah, they had their daughters and their kids all
Yeah.
that Nickelodeon joints.
Oh yeah. I know that.
So it's
Word.
good. And this sets them up because I said, we want you guys to have something when you're done with high school. When you're done, like, we don't want you coming out broke. Like, this is
Facts.
And I seen you in a screenshot with Drew Barrymore.
I was on her show.
You were on a show?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get on the show?
Someone sent me an email that she was looking for people to talk about like sleep and stuff like that. So I submitted my video and they just picked me.
That's what's up.
Wow, that's crazy.
How was she?
She's so
Drew
nice. She sent me these she sent me a whole bunch of gifts. She sent me like a blow dryer. She sent me these Blu-ray glasses that I could wear like when I'm on a computer and stuff like that.
That's what's up.
She's nice. She's
She's very
nice.
dope. That's what's up.
So how'd you say people can find you again? Like if somebody right now, like yo, I want.
Yes, reach me on my Instagram at Dr. Alicia Delgado Gavin. You can message me. You could also reach me on my Facebook at Dr. Alicia Delgado Gavin.
All right.
And I have a website, www.aliciadelgadogavin.com.
Yeah, make sure y'all tap in.
And how confidential are the conversations? that people
100% confidential. The only thing by law I have to report is if you tell me you have an intent to harm yourself and harm someone else. So not like, I'm thinking about killing myself. Like, I don't want to be. No. If you say, Dr. Delgado, I'm going to shoot.
I'm gonna blow up the school or something like that.
I have to call the cops right there. Or if you report current child abuse and current elder abuse. Those are the only 4 things I have to report.
So what about if I say, I killed 4 people, one of them you know about?
Confidential.
It's all confidential?
All confidential.
Oh, that's crazy.
All confidential.
That is.
And courts can't even really subpoena me It has to be like, it's a big thing. Yeah.
I mean, that's a power in itself, and that's a good feeling too, though.
Yeah, like I said,
Word.
so report if you have an intent to harm yourself, harm someone else, current child abuse, and current elder abuse. I have to report that by law.
Right. And is it affordable?
Yeah. Anything's affordable. People go out and buy Louis bags and Jordans all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
No, because some people would think, just like I would think, that's something for a rich person. So I couldn't. So
No.
as me being me, I couldn't afford that. So I'm thinking like I can't even do that. Some people
Anyone could afford it.
Some people
Yeah.
watching this might think like, man, I couldn't, and they might not
No,
know.
you can.
Yeah, for a couple $100, I might could save your life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
again, even if people like, I can't afford this every week, we could do bi-weekly, we could do tri-weekly, we could do something where, okay, I'll meet with you once a week, and then for 3 weeks you could send me a check-in text message until we meet again, until so it's a lot of things you can do.
Because I'm sure there's going to be people watching this and parents watching this, and
Yep.
some people concerned about their sons, their family members, their
Yeah.
daughter. They're like, I know some people that's scared to even go in a room with their son.
But no, listen, look this up right here when you can. So I work for Taraji P. Henson's organization, the Boris, Boris, L. Henson, Henson, organization.com.
And when were you going to tell us this?
I just now. So this is her organization named after her dad. I've been working for her since 2020, and they have rounds of free therapy.
All right.
So look, see where it says apply for free services? You go apply for free services. There's tons of therapists. You get 5 free sessions with me or anyone of your choice. You click on there, and they have different rounds. So it says register. So go down a little bit. It says registration is closed, but build joy. Go up a little bit. So right now it may be closed because but it opened. Like people have to be on it because. We get paid from money. I mean, from wherever they get money, but they open up quick. Mm-hmm. So I'll post it on Facebook and be like, listen, you get 5 free sessions. There's a lot of therapists. I'm not the only one. Go in, right? And then people will wait weeks and like, oh, it's closed because they fill up. Like,
fast. Once
they fill up and that money is, you got to wait till the next round opens up.
That kid looks familiar.
Does a psychologist deal with can you make somebody like not depressed?
That's my goal.
And you uplift.
Yeah, I do all kind of therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, where I work with your thoughts and how it affects your behavior and your mood. Suicide ideation. I do couples therapy, marriage therapy. I work with kids.
What about if it's not suicide, it's nothing. I just
feel bad.
Exactly. I just
we
feel
work
bad.
on that. I give you coping skills. I give you homework assignments because depression and anxiety is nothing but your own thoughts over and over and over.
Fact,
it's not a chemical imbalance. You're not crazy. You just stuck in a place. A lot of people have anxiety and depression from past trauma. Past trauma unchecked, past trauma that they keep in their subconscious. And I call therapy the onion. I cannot help 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your trauma in 60 minutes. So we're going to have to peel back those layers. And therapy hurts. Healing hurts.
So what would you tell a person that just their wife or their husband just left them? How could you uplift them? What would you tell them?
Well, I would say, how you feel. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? How do you feel about it first?
Well, if they're depressed, it would be a bad thing.
So I would break apart, why are you feeling depressed? What happened in the situation? What is your ultimate goal? If you could wake up tomorrow and have the perfect life, what would that look like? Because people may be depressed about a divorce, but they were unhappy in that relationship. So why are you really depressed? There's some people who separate and break up. And I said, but every time we had a couple session, you talked about how miserable you were.
Yeah.
So why are you really feeling depressed right now?
Exactly.
So it's just tapping into what's really going on.
Yeah. A lot of females be having, issues, and a lot of men be having issues.
Yes.
I believe.
And my second part of my question, sorry to cut you off. What would you say to a person that's on social service, they're homeless, excuse me, all their resources is out, they're just down on their luck, they don't know what to do, they don't know the next step, they don't know where to go? What would you tell them?
First thing we talk about, what is your goal? First thing I want to get to everyone, what do you want? So then I know how
just
to
be in somewhere, just to be out the cold.
Just to be out the coast. So let's look for some homeless shelters right now. Let's look for some places you can.
Thanks.
That's immediate. You know, and if someone's in that kind of immediate situation, they're usually not seeing a therapist right away because they usually have.
But they might. But they some people have nowhere to go. Like I have a couple of friends and family members. They're like kind of messed up, but they're not crazy.
Okay, so the first
But they
thing,
just act like they don't know the next step to do. They know about the shelter. They know about the welfare. But how do they get on their feet?
Okay, so the first thing would be let's talk about the resources you have and what is your goal. Let's break that apart because if we could work with what you have, it'll help us build on where we can get you to next.
But if you have no resources, what's your first resource besides the shelter and social service? What's my next step? Where would I go? Who would I go? Who can I call to help me with the resume, with anything? If I have no background, nothing.
So if there's no job, you definitely unemployment department
Because you
they
go
have
to the
classes for you.
Yeah, but I've been there. And the only thing they can help you with is what you said and what you experienced.
Yeah.
Say I don't have any experience. I never had a job. I'm just a drug addict. I want to get my life together.
So they got resource communities.
So first thing is you need to go to a rehab.
No, I'm not on drugs no more.
Oh, you're not on
I'm
drugs
not on
anymore.
drugs no more. I'm homeless. I want to do the right thing.
So we need to find you a job. Do you need a suit or something, sir? Because we can go to the thrift store or I can contact St. Vincent de Paul and I can find you a good suit you could wear. Where are you located? Let's start you getting you on a job interview because
Like some
Target will
people-
hire you, McDonald's will hire you. There's places that will hire you.
Some people, when you say resume, they don't even know what that means. I never had a job. How can I have a resume?
Yeah.
Do you know people like that?
But
I
a
know
lot of-
people like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people out here that never worked in their life.
I'm saying there's a lot.
And they've been
And they don't
living-
know how to get a job.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know how to get social service.
But they more need like a job coach than a therapist at that point. The therapist has to come in a little bit out, because
See,
I
now-
can help them with all of that, but then I'm not giving you.
See, now social service is even making money off of everybody they help. When you get on social service now, when you get the full thing now, when you get the $309 a month, which is the maximum they give one person, they make you work 40 hours for no money.
What?
You know that now?
So you might as well get a job. Why?
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you even
It's
do
mandatory now. If you get on social service,
It's not funny, but
it's
that's
mandatory.
You
If you
get a
get on
job,
social
making more
service,
money.
I was on social service before. When I went on social service, they said, "Yo, you got to pick a job, or you got to go to school or something. You got to pick a job, and you got to go there, and you can't miss a day or two, or everything's cut off."
Right.
So I said, "You're gonna have me work a job." And then give me $309 a month and have me working all week. What is that? That's what is that?
You better working a job.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, this goes back to
And this
what
is
I
what they
said.
have so many people
system.
doing
This goes
now.
back to what I said. When you was born, your parents thought you over together
Yeah.
as property. They making you, they paying you just for your living, and they making you work.
Yep.
For the free hours.
They paid
So
you the
back in the days,
$309.
it always been like that with social service. You always had to work your grant off. You always had to give something back.
No,
They'll make
it wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always when you had to work 40 hours, but you always had to work your grant off. That's a fact. Cause
Nah, I've been
it's
on
a
social
grant. They
service
was
where I
giving
never
back.
had to work it off, my G.
I don't know what they had set up.
You never
but I
had to
know
work.
that
Now
shit.
they have it, so people be like, "Nah, I'm not even gonna take that
They
because
take it out your taxes.
I gotta work." Some people's not gonna get no taxes. I know a lot of people that never had a job,
Yep.
never claimed no taxes, never did none of that, don't know about it, and don't want to know about it. We have to empower our people more.
Because those people that have been existing through that kind of glitch in the system, they're circumventing it now. And it's getting tighter and tighter, it's
Yep.
getting smaller and smaller. So when you get, like you said, you're in a situation where you have no resources at all, now you got to swallow that pride and go find out how. Because you ain't going to last. Your family ain't going to want to back you up.
But for somebody that's like so-called, like, I don't know about the library, I don't know about nothing, how do I find that?
You gotta look.
You
so
gotta,
look,
yeah.
there's resource centers set up in communities. Like in Wyandanch, there's one in Huntington.
Yep.
There's a resource center. Resource means you could come here and find the resources.
See, people don't know about
So,
that.
all
man.
right, well, there's one in Huntington, there's one in Wyandanch.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's one in Amityville. I'm pretty sure there's one in Brentwood, Bayshore, Suffolk County Resource Centers, all
Yeah.
I
over.
can tell you a fact, there's not one in every town.
So,
But you know, too, everybody has a phone.
but Yeah, that
No,
too.
everybody does not have a
Your
phone.
phone is your major resource.
Yeah.
They giving them.
Everybody does not have a
If
phone.
they
Let's
don't, they
correct
should
that.
have one. They giving them away
Yeah.
free now.
They give them away free.
Right at the DSS.
But,
Yeah.
but let's make that clear. Everybody doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
Everybody
A
doesn't
lot
have
of
a
people
phone.
don't have. A couple of people might not have a phone, but
I know people that don't have no phones.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I don't think I know nobody.
Nah, not even.
Yo, even Obama. That's what I'm saying. Everybody had the Obama.
Yeah.
Because the only way you can get Obama phone is if you
got
see
it.
one of them people over there on the thing with that. If you don't see them, you know the people that be doing it,
Yeah.
that be doing applications.
You can be at somebody's house and get the Obama phone.
How?
Somebody can show you the link online. You
No,
go
but
online,
all right,
sign
but
up,
if somebody doesn't
and get
have
it
that
sent to your
link
house.
or know about how to
They-
do something on the phone, then you can't get it. Some people don't even know how to get
And
the
you gotta
Obama
realize
phone.
too, the system that you're designing right now is to put you in a hopelessness state. So what you do is you figure you got no resources, you don't want to go look for it, right? What's gonna happen?
You're gonna go to crime.
Get locked up.
Exactly.
Not even go to crime.
Facts.
You get locked up.
Yeah.
And once they get you in the system, you don't think they counting them dollars off of you?
Yeah,
They make it $55,000 a year for inmate.
Feeding you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a trap. You understand? The system is designed for you to not see. If you don't want to help yourself, that's fine. We'll put you right in the grinder.
Yep.
And everybody that qualifies to that. If you got kids with you, we'll send them to foster home, put them in the grinder.
Yep.
Guess what? We charge them for every kid that's in foster, and we charge you for every day you in the institution.
Yeah.
You see that is a system, and who you think is profiting off of that?
Government or the white
You know, the people
man.
that said that they were the original people. Remember?
Facts.
Wish
Oh yeah.
after my name.
Yeah.
They got money in that.
Yep.
Who you think funded slavery?
Huh.
Think about it. White man, a whole bunch of black people. Who paid for those ships? Who gave them the money for the metal to make the chains, the shackles? Where do you think that came from? It wasn't no startup slavery kid.
Yeah, you
That
right.
shit came from money.
Talk to 'em.
That came from somewhere.
Talk to 'em.
And those people that are in power now, they got problems with Kanye West, Kyrie Irving,
Yeah.
all these black, successful
People.
Men. See what I'm saying?
God's
now they
children.
crazy. Now
Yep.
it's anti-Semitic.
And what
Now,
did Kyrie do?
he liked a movie that's online that basically is entitled
From Hebrews.
From Hebrews to
From
Negroes.
Hebrews to Negroes. And in the movie, it describes the history of how the original black people were, the original Jews were Hebrew people.
So that's all he did was like something. So
All he did was share it.
that's
Yep.
crazy.
But listen, they'll use your celebrity against you because no matter how much money you make, forgive my language, they still want to remind you that you're a nigga.
Yeah.
If you're a nigga, you're supposed to be controlled.
Facts.
So, look, and they had a hard on for Kyrie ever since he told them, I'm not taking the vax.
Yep.
Look what they did.
Yeah,
Look
you
what
right.
They
Kanye
didn't forgive
said.
that shit. They still
You
on
right.
it.
Yo, look what Kanye said. He said LeBron is they social media puppet. They got to LeBron James like by his asshole. And look, as soon as Kyrie bugging out, he just send his ass right on out there. Send his ass right on out there. Right? Kanye West just said this. Sent his ass right out
Worship
there.
LeBron. I don't care what
Yo,
you say.
and
People
then
love
today-
LeBron more than they love their family.
I seen the
They
old
worship
lady
that
from one of them old acting movies, you know what I'm saying, a little funny shit. She said, Kanye, you need to shut the fuck up. I said, oh, this is the old lady on my son. No, they did. She said, Kanye, you need to shut the fuck down on this one. I'm like, are they from, this the lady from, damn, I want to say the lady from Next Friday that was like, I know somebody that like it. Because she kind of looked like
Miss
that
Murray,
lady.
Miss Murray.
Word.
Yeah,
I think it was her or it might have been somebody else that looked like her. But word to my mother, they sending people at these people, man.
Yep.
They and you got to understand, like, we need to, as a people in this world, and I'm not even talking about blacks, I'm talking about human beings and for the human race. We need to get together and become one in this planet so this planet can function and do the things that it needs to do for the life of here and the future. We damaging the future right now. When are we gonna start working towards the future so it's gonna be a better place? What we creating is a fucking a catastrophe. This shit is gonna be ridiculous in a minute.
Yeah.
If we don't get our hands, you
Self-destruction.
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If we don't put our hands on what it needs to be, which is life and love, and to know that God is love.
Yep.
And if you love anybody, nigga, that's God.
Yep.
You have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we out here killing sons and people's sons, and mothers is crying, and sisters is growing up without brothers, and no structure in families. Fathers is in jail and prisons. Like, it's bad for our culture, bro. It's nobody else, but the whole world needs to be at a place where everybody is living at one mean, and we're not struggling, and you can be higher, but we don't need for nothing here, and everything is great, and you know we can. There's nobody holding us back from going over there. You know what I'm saying? Or anything in that side. This is God's world, bro. God created this for us to live, not to be controlled and have to pay for our lives and the struggle. And this is what is going on in the world. And it needs to be changed, because right now our kids is dying faster than we was dying when we was growing up. These little kids ain't even making it past 16, 12. It's sad, son.
Little kids, yep.
It's sad.
And then you got people. So how you feel about the people coming in the schools and just killing everybody in the mass shootings? I know you feel messed up, but what do we do to what do we put security guards in our schools? What's the solution? What do we?
I mean, the whole idea of school in America to
Should
me
teachers have guns?
Is unsafe. School to me is like riding a bus. It's no, when you're on the bus, they ain't got no seatbelt straps on the bus.
No safety, yep.
When you're on the train, it's no seatbelts, no seatbelts. If that train fucking go off this rail, everybody in this been dying or at least getting fucked up. There's no safety in these schools, just like it ain't on the buses or the trains, bro. We out here living in an insurance car crash victim lifestyle, bro. Like, everything is, when you walk out your house, you what you say? What's the word I'm looking for? You gambling with your life every day. You walk outside, anything can happen, bro, and that's sad. People just want to live life. People struggling, working to pay fucking bills, bro, and have their kids living right, and then they got to deal with somebody trying to take their life, or somebody trying to control everything that they got going on in their life, or make it miserable for them. And you don't want to see me at this level, and you already there. Like, it's too much envious stuff.
Like in New York, an old lady could be at a subway, somebody will kick her ass.
Kick it down.
Push it
Like,
down.
it's fucked up.
It's crazy.
But look, not for nothing. Like I said before, in New York City, it's a lot of mentally challenged people walking around in these streets, bro.
Absolutely.
I swear to God, like, it's heavy. Like, these niggas is doing the most randomest shit. You can look it up. People in Manhattan randomly, bums knocking people out. They just walking up to people randomly, stealing, bing, on some special, like they bugged out. But this is what y'all perpetuate. Y'all putting this here. Y'all doing this. Y'all already know this.
Yep.
Just like when they had all them those rioting and all the people was destroying the buildings. The police was seen dropping bricks off in front of buildings, bro.
Yep.
They know this. They the one that's providing this shit.
Yep, letting everybody out of jail. No bail reform. People committing crimes and not even having to get locked up. They're just waiting to their trial. No bail. People, getting taken out of the hospitals.
The city is sad, bro. Like, I always was young when I growing up. I always knew like Manhattan was like so beautiful, the skyscrapers and all that, and it's a tourist attraction. And then you go out there now and see it, and you be like, damn, man, this shit is sad. People got to come from other states to see this.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
sad. Like, nobody. I see people talking about it. Like, I'm never going to New York. I don't know how you guys live there. There's people sleeping outside in front of churches on the ground with little cardboard set up looking like houses.
Yep.
And we can have the lotto can be 1.9 billion, but we still have homeless people.
Homeless people. This is what I'm saying, Trub.
Why wouldn't they just take that? Why wouldn't they just take one of them 1.9 billion and just be like, let's help the homeless people?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because they need people to be poor to have checks and balances. You can't have rich without the poor.
Facts.
If they just gave everybody $1 million, it would mess everything up.
What do you think people would do with it? You see how people was acting over those stimulus?
What is bond?
What do you think they doing with $1 million?
But what would it do if the government actually gave everybody $1 million check? What would it do?
I don't think it would do nothing. I think it probably would make it worse.
No, it would make it worse. You know why?
Make it worse.
You know why it would make it worse? Because nothing would function. Because now nobody will take out the
$1 million
garbage.
is not a lot of money.
But who's gonna take out the garbage? Who's gonna do these things? Everybody's gonna stop
Let me tell you
working.
what's gonna happen. $1 million is not a lot of money in the United States.
Hell no.
$1 million is not a lot of money. How much does a house cost? If you were
450,
smart
500.
and paid off your house, then that only leaves you with how much?
400.
And I'm sure if you were smart, you would put 20 years of your taxes away,
Facts.
right?
But ain't nobody gonna do that. They just gonna spend.
And then they're gonna spend,
That's a
and they're
fact.
gonna be broke again.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's
get a
fact.
chain, a car.
But look,
Cars, buying stuff for
Go to
everybody.
strip club.
$1 million not a lot of money.
that's
But
a
what
fact.
would it do? Would it?
The ultimate thing.
Why is money backed?
Money's not
Why
backed by nothing.
money's
Money
backed by?
is
It's supposed to be
controlled.
backed by gold,
It's
but
not
why is
backed
it
by
backed?
that. It's not backed by
Why can't they
nothing.
just print more up?
That's what they do. But the thing is
Literally
this.
do that every day.
That's called
Oh, they
inflation.
do that?
As we speak right now, there's money being printed.
Put it right now. It's called
But I
inflation.
thought that they could only print enough that we have the gold that we have equivalent
no.
to.
Oh,
we don't
bro,
base our
we
money
don't-
on gold since like the 60s, right?
Look,
So
y'all
what
ain't-
do we base our money on?
Yo, you ain't just hear what I said?
It's imaginary.
Or nothing? Somebody's at the door.
Imaginary.
Credit, yep.
It's credit. Yeah, credit.
Listen, my husband and I, we went to a business seminar in the city a few months ago. And we
Credit
met
card?
this guy
What up,
there.
Fidel?
Say what
Right.
up.
We met this guy there, right? And he told us that the new thing is middle class millionaire. Middle class, right? Everybody
Yo,
thinks they're middle
sit here and
class,
get the
right?
conversation.
Everybody thinks they're middle class. Middle class millionaire make between 800,000 to $1 million a year. That's considered middle class.
Middle class, yeah.
800,000 to $1 million, 1.1 million a year. Consider you make middle class. So what do you?
That's
What
not
all
rich?
of us? No, that's middle class.
Well, we're poor then because I'm not making all
Low
this.
class is like 20,000,
Can't-
30,000, right? Low class.
Ain't no middle class. It's only lower.
Low class. That's what I'm saying.
and
Lower.
wealthy. Yep.
Lower and upper.
We think we're middle. You work harder, right? You keep going to that job because you think you're middle class.
Yeah.
You're really lower class.
It's always
That's why I
lower.
said it's only Democrat, Republican, man. Is you got or you don't. And why you think they print? Every dollar they print, the value of the dollar goes down. They keep printing money, right? You think, oh, you print enough money, everybody got money, it shouldn't be a problem, right? The
Yeah.
value of that money goes down every day they print it because we are in debt. China owns us. Why do you think TikTok floods your viral? When you go on Instagram, you see the booties, and you're like, damn, why shouldn't want all that?
Yeah, yeah.
They're doing that on purpose. They want to distract our children. They want to distract us. You know, us men, like you said.
Yeah.
Money blowing in the strip club.
Yeah.
Right? They brought the strip club to you. So instead of looking at a business plan or 401k or Roth IRA, stuff that's really going to build us and help us build and own shit in this
What's the
country.
last thing you said?
A Roth IRA.
What's that?
Ooh. Okay. Basically, a Roth IRA is an account where you can invest the max $6,000 a year. And you can take it out once you turn 59, but you just keep putting your money in it, and they charge no interest on it. So it's just your money building, building, building. People don't know that. Think about it. If you start a Roth IRA from the day your child is born, how much money are they going to have when they're 59 years
We
old?
wealthy. We not.
But then you gotta put.
Yeah.
So you got.
No, you can do monthly
What's that
payments.
Roth in there stand
But it has
for?
to be 6,000 a month.
No, the max
Huh?
they let you put in a year is $6,000.
Let's go.
But you could start as little as $10 a month.
I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
about.
wow.
You could
Don't
do,
know
but
about it.
you people don't
It's
know
about
about
making
it.
money.
You
It's
right.
about,
We ain't
and they
taught
don't.
that.
There's no interest on it, no taxes on it. So you're just generating money.
Yes.
Yo,
That's
listen.
why people
And how
so
do you do? How would I
go
get
to a
this?
bank.
And
Banks,
say, let me get a Roth.
I want to open up a Roth IRA.
And what's your qualification? What you gotta?
Nothing. It's like you open a bank account.
Bag of money. Money.
Money.
So you.
And listen, you don't need to put $500 a month because everybody. If you started with $20 a month, even if you did $20 and just keep increasing it, just keeps. That's why
That's
people.
what they've done.
Why do you
without us
think
knowing.
they get their pensions on top of their Roth IRAs, on top of their 401ks?
Inheritance.
They start these things for their kids as soon the day they're born.
Wow.
And they probably put in the max $6,000 a year.
But what's the penalty? Like I can't take my. What about if I need to draw my money? I'm financially unstable. I need to draw my money before I get 59. Is there a penalty?
Yeah, everything has a penalty.
And why you should have a penalty on your
So that's
money.
why most people
Now,
that
take
it's a
it.
penalty on your money.
Right.
That's why most people will be like,
But
man,
there's
I'm
a
not even
penalty.
gonna.
But there's a penalty on your pension. But people will stay at a job for 30, 40 years and be miserable. But they working for that pension.
Got soaked up. 'Cause
And let me ask you a question. People
Your
stay.
brother
People
just told you that
listen.
we've been getting charged for that since our birth.
Yes.
Since our birth.
And let me ask you this.
We're paying on
People staying at a job working as slaves for 30, 40, 50 years. And what's their pension? 100,000, 150,000. You have me working. You can't even live off of that.
By the time you cash out.
By the time you cash out when you 65, you mean you have $150,000 to live for the rest of your life? But I was a slave for y'all for the past 40 years.
That's crazy.
People don't look at it like, I got a pension. No.
But some people say I'm not gonna get a Roth. What is a Roth IRA? I'm not gonna get a Roth
Why would you not?
because I'm not even gonna live to 59.
Then,
Yeah.
but you have beneficiaries. At least it'll go to your kids, your spouse.
And then some people think that, man, my kids ain't gonna get that house and go sell it and split the money up. No, am I wrong? A lot of people do
But
it.
what can you, if you teach them right, or if you do a living
Every
will,
house
they
in
can't.
Huntington-
And that's why you should have a living will.
Listen, all our family's houses in Huntington that were owned, none of them have it anymore.
Same thing in my family.
None of them have it anymore.
But
got
listen, the problem is you don't have. They
A
don't.
Spanish person got it now.
Yes, all our houses too, and that's a problem in the black families.
Yeah.
That's a problem. We don't have no legacy. How our parents lost everything our great grandparents came here and worked hard
Exactly.
for.
They
How
sell
our
it
why and do what? And what they do with it?
and
Nothing.
buy drugs and stuff. That's
Exactly.
what
Yo,
they do.
you know what's crazy though about that? It's so crazy because our parents and our ancestors, they all go into them churches and they invest in the churches, pay their tithe. Now check it out. They invest every week with the churches, put all their money in, right? Now
And
here
still
go the
broke.
church go take their money to the bank. In turn, the bank is taking that money that they invested into the bank and going around the neighborhood buying up the houses that the families in these churches own, buying them
Yeah.
up out of there.
Yeah.
This is what's going on in the communities.
But another thing too,
Word.
our great grandparents, grandparents,
Uh-huh.
they didn't write any living will.
Nah,
they did not put a
didn't.
will to what goes into this house. This is the house stays in the family. No, you cannot sell it. No, when you die, your spouse cannot stay there and get all of our money. They don't. People do not have wills. That is a problem.
But if you buy a house, you're basically buying it for your kids because what are you getting, a 30 or 40 year mortgage?
How many people refinance their house?
Exactly, and then you
you're in debt
refinance it. and
forever.
so you're never really
And you're
buying the house.
And that's the problem. Do not refinance your house.
Right.
You're gonna be paying for your house when you're 95.
You're right.
Fuck buying a house, go buy a property.
But listen,
So
how
you
did your
can build the
grandparents get
house.
in the first place? Cash.
Cash, $5,000. They paid back then $5,000 for a house.
They settled on an amount. They paid for it. The only thing they pay for now is taxes. But when you leave something to the next generation without paperwork attached to it, it gets sticky. Because people get married. Some people move out. Some people don't. And then you don't know what grandma, grandpa really wanted this to go to because you got no paperwork on it. And we the only ones taught not to do paperwork because we are not entitled to generational wealth.
Yep.
That's the difference between us and them. That's why it's not black and white no more. It's the haves and the have-nots.
Absolutely.
Facts, always was. They use the color shit as a tool. to
So
keep
why would
us
you even buy a
separated.
house if it's all this debt? You know, I'm
It's
not
not even
owning a
about all this
house.
debt. You got to remember
Like
what
I see a
told
lot of
you.
people like, yo, I got a house. No, you don't. You got a mortgage of $400,000. You don't got that house. That's not your house.
It's never your house.
It's never.
Because like I told
Then you can pay for 20 years and then owe a little bit of money, and then the bank will take that, and then all that money's going
See,
for
but that's only if
nothing.
you buy one house. Imagine if you bought that house and you bought another house. Or if you bought that house and you flipped that house. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to learn how to make it collateral.
We don't
Make
have
it
to
work
know how
for
to
you.
invest.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to make it work for you.
Equity.
Facts.
That's what we lack. We lack ownership in the things that we spend the most of our money on. We'll go and buy Louis Vuitton. We'll go buy all that shit, but we don't have no black-owned nothing. And when someone has a black-owned T-shirt company, nobody wants to support it.
Facts.
That shit ain't fire. I'd rather go give it to Balmain or what some shit I can't pronounce. But I ain't gonna help on my man that got a apparel.
But the truth is, there's black-owned banks in New York.
Yep.
You wouldn't put your money in a black-owned bank.
I would.
I would.
Why wouldn't I?
Do you have your money in a black-owned bank?
I do actually.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah.
Manhattan Savings Bank is one of the oldest banks in New York City that people don't even know, and it's black owned.
Because I wouldn't trust it. I want Chase. I won't want Chase. I'm trusting a bank that's been. I'm not going on race.
Why you trust it?
Because it's been around so much.
No, because they told you to trust it.
Word, it's procession.
The brainwash.
Those people right there.
And they the one charging you the most fees.
They're the biggest fucking
They charging you $12 a month fee on your money.
15.
Oh, 15.
Take that shit to a federal credit union.
Take it to a federal credit union.
Teachers federal. A lot of them shits is better than them shits. Hell yeah.
But I'm saying you be scared to put your money in a black bank because you're like, yo, they might.
I don't deal with banks, period.
Under.
Because banks are designed to keep us in debt. Banks,
and look, this guy says he doesn't. In today's society, I think you need a bank account.
Nah.
Do you agree? You need a bank account.
That's what they want. They're trying to trap.
You're not going to be able to buy a house or really nothing without a bank account.
Cash is king.
Cash is king.
When you have cash, you can do whatever you need. That's what.
If you eat, listen, you can go get a white boy going there and get it for you. Cash is king.
Facts.
That's what you do.
I go to the grocery store with $150, like, so the crib, man. What's up?
No, then they're gonna say, all right, if you don't show the proper way that you got this money, they're gonna say that.
My man that want that commission gonna say, we're gonna make sure we get you credible for that. I'm gonna give you a bullshit ass tax ID, or I'm gonna give you a bullshit ass job.
Right.
We gonna pretend we gonna make you a paycheck.
But see, now I gotta do make pretend stuff.
He said I got
cash.
But that's what they do.
Cash.
You think there's not wealthy
cash.
people that
They
go
want
in
that
places and pay cash?
Yeah, I know that.
And you know what? They don't even go in. They send their people to go in for them. They not sitting at no car dealership. They not sitting in no mortgage company. They sending their brokers, their assistants. I want that house right there. Tell them we're paying $950 cash for it. When can they get out? When can we get in? Let me know when to sign the papers.
Facts.
Cash is king. Wealth. And the problem is, so many people, black people, do not believe they can have wealth, and they're not sick and tired of being poor and having a poor mentality.
Fact.
I say to my husband, I say to my family, y'all not tired of being poor. Yes, we poor, we not rich, right? Y'all not tired of this kind of life, because it's a problem that we're so complacent.
But what is rich? What do you define rich?
Well,
I think rich is if you're paying your bills, your family's healthy, you got a sane mind. I think that's rich.
I think rich is being able to go buy whatever the fuck.
So, like you said last episode, do you think Steve Jobs is rich?
Hell yeah, Steve Jobs was rich.
How was he rich?
if you could pay for whatever you have,
Macintosh.
listen, if you could pay for whatever you have 5 times over, you're
He's a
wealthy.
second in-
Your house, your car.